I'm gonna block off my top really quick so Benny can't get up here. Hold on.
Okay.
I see live.
Oh. Yep, it's gone.
Tight. We're
live.
Fool.
We're up, franchise.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry, fools. I had to go. My dog was up here in the loft, and I thought everything was going to be good. And I was like, oh, maybe if he won't chew anything up, I can keep an eye on him. But then I was like, I'm going to be yelling at him the whole show. I got the Zoom Airs. Jordan 1's chilling next to me that we're going to look at later in the show. I don't want him to chew those up. So that's what we're doing over here. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Chilling.
It's funny because neither of you guys never know who should talk first. I love that. It's great. It happens every show. So I'm gonna have to start calling on you guys. Like I'm
I always give Dallas like a couple seconds of breathing room. But
it's Dallas. Anything. He's the nicest guy in YouTube history. He's always gonna give you the same breathing room. He's never gonna step on your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you been? I feel like we haven't seen each other or talked to each other in weeks.
I know, it's been wild. I've been going down a rabbit hole of just old documentary stuff, catching up on documentaries I wanted to see, fight stuff. I was telling you before the show, I was watching Jorge Masvidal in the streets in the Kimbo Slice like fighting league, just wrecking fools for cheeseburgers, bro. They're fighting for Big Macs out in this bitch, like quarter pounders. It's crazy. And yeah, so I've just been catching up on that, and I'll get into a little bit more of that. I have a funny story. I want to play you guys some audio from Michael Bisping in a little bit, but so yeah, dude, I've just been catching up on a bunch of older stuff that I wanted to watch. Me and my girl been getting to spend some quality time. That's nice. And we rearranged the entire sneaker room upstairs. You guys see the room here? You see that? Look at that poster now.
I noticed that. Yeah. That looks a little bigger.
Yeah, what the hell is who made that for you?
Genetics guy. We just had this cloned, and genetically it was just superior. Like Charlotte Flair.
Where with the genetics and everything, where does it reside? Is it mostly European? Is it, what's the
it wasn't about? We didn't do ancestry.
You didn't do 23andMe?
No.
Okay.
But no, my mom had that made for us. And it was going to be for the studio. Obviously, we don't have the studio right now, so.
By the way, I'm trying to get out of that.
There.
I'm trying to get out of our studio
lease.
That. I'm looking at some stuff. I'm looking at some information because, obviously the order is to stay at home. That is literally the order unless you're an essential job. We're not essential, and a lot of buildings within, or a lot of like leases within that building that we're in aren't essential either. So I'm trying to figure out a loophole to get out of that, because here's what I know. This is a tough time for everybody, right? Number one. Number two, this is a real tough time for us. I mean, shit, you can't even work your real job that you just got. And I'd like to hear an update later on that. But, dude, I know our Patreon members are going to be dropping like flies, and that is totally okay. That is totally understandable. The Most Underrated Podcast will be here for them, but we're not an essential business. We're not essential that they keep donating to us. And I know eventually that's going to subside as well. And we're not going to be able to afford our lease. So I'm really trying to pull some strings to get out of this lease. I've got Comcast under control. We're all good from that light. So now I'm just trying to see if we can get out of that lease, because again, we're non-essential. And the governor says, stay the fuck home. So I'm trying to figure out some things. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
The only thing I'm curious about is if we actually cancel the lease, will they make us move out and we'll have to go down there and get our stuff?
I know. I don't know what that looks like.
Or will they just postpone the payments and have us pick it back up later on?
From what I know so far and who I've been talking to is postponements of payments. That's where I'm at so far. I don't know the validity of that, what that time frame looks like. So I'm working through that. That's somewhat of an answer that I have, but it's not in finality, if that makes sense. So still working through it.
That's crazy to me that they don't just say, hey guys, we're going to defer for a couple months. I get that they're a business too, but it only makes sense for what we have going on here, and for what the time is. But that's coming from a customer's perspective, not the business owners and the building's perspective. It's nobody's fault, but at the same time, wouldn't you rather maintain that tenant for another year or more down the road, rather than force them to pay for 3-4 months when they're not using the building, whatever it may be. I think I'd rather take the long money. It's just me. Again, I'm not the business owner. Mix Misha, $4.99. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, bro.
All right, Misha. What's
Thank
up?
you.
Are you still at Verizon? Are you still helping the general public out?
He is, dude. He was
Misha's locked in, man.
We were talking the other day, and he was like, or on Twitter, and he was just like, dude, it's so boring over here.
Oh wow.
But I was like, yeah, at least it was like 1 p.m. I was like, at least you only got 3 hours left. Your day's over. The nice 11 to 4 out opening, or 11 to 4 hours is what they're running over there.
Yeah.
Super minimal.
That's
I hear. Did we talk about it last cast about what they're doing at T-Mobile, like the behind the virtual store or whatever they're calling it?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about that. I know Ochi was one that was going to try to apply. Obviously, Ochi is an individual who helps us out on the back end with some of our designs and graphics, but I haven't talked to him actually in 3 days, so I don't know where he stands with that. But yeah, they were making a virtual option for some of the retail associates to work in the back, kind of quarantined in back, where they didn't have to deal with customers exclusively. Either via like a Zoom or, one of these WebEx, I assume is probably what they're using.
That's cool. At least you don't have customer contact. You're around other people that are in the store, but at least you're not dealing with just randoms.
Yeah, no doubt. So
he said yes, sir.
Let me hit
Still
that symbol real quick. Let me hit that symbol real quick.
That makes me laugh every time.
Give me one more for Con Lee.
Yep.
He donated $2.
Oh, nice. What did he say? I'm not on YouTube.
Give it a month. It will be normal soon. So he's saying, don't pull out the lease. Stay the course. Everything's going to be back on track.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
That's big words. I'd love to believe that. I'm hoping to believe that, but I'm not going to hold you to it. Here's your symbol.
Brian Jackson says, you guys are essential to my sanity.
Thank you, Brian.
Man, Brian Jackson, I think he's the individual. I just started following him on Twitter. That guy, man, I'm taking notes from this guy on Twitter. This guy is all over Twitter, and I'm learning some stuff from this guy.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate on that?
He's very opinionated, but he's also got, a lot of facts. Again, if this is the same Brian Jackson, I believe it is. But he's got a lot of opinions. He's got a lot of factual backing. He's just in the know of a lot of things, man. So
no offense, Stal, but right before the show, we were talking about a gentleman named Jermaine Jackson who manages LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
And you thought it was the same Jermaine Jackson from the Jackson 5.
Yeah,
so you clearly have your Jacksons mixed up. I'm not taking any advice from you on Jacksons. Let's confirm it's the right guy before we start attaching the opinions to this Brian Jackson when you got your Jacksons. I mean, you just got Jacksons mixed up 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? All I can say to that is sorry, Miss Jackson.
Well played. Damn it.
Thank you.
Water all over the place over here.
Hey, but I really like that poster, man. That is absolute fire. I cannot wait to see that live in the flesh. And as Con Lee says, give it a month. Maybe I can see that in the flesh.
Give it a month. We'll be back on track.
Is the other one still in the studio?
No, I have it here.
The original one.
Yeah, I got it here. It's downstairs.
So doubled up.
I'm the vainest mofo you ever seen. I got the OG hanging in my living room, and I got the big joint hanging up here. I want my face everywhere. I said, we're getting wallpaper in the bathroom next.
Hey, I'll come put it in. That sounds essential. I'll come put it in.
Yes, you and your bathroom construction. You should start a bathroom construction company.
Actually, by the way, let me give you a little update on that. So I told you guys last cast, as I'm spilling all my body armor, this is the tiny guy, so there's not much left. But update. So I was caulking all the trim today, and you know what? It is finally done. It looks awesome. Robin is super pumped. She gave me the hardest high five, and maybe we can have some relations later on this evening. That's the update.
Nice. Look at that. Now. Coming through big time. Marco donating $5.
Marco, the man. Let me get you a symbol here.
He said the struggle is real, man, but I support the F out of y'all. I'm working, so here you go. LOL. $5 chipping us off. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, brother.
That's what's up. Sorry to cut you off there, Dal.
No, it's all good. No, I think, no, I didn't even know how to really caulk the trim. And, luckily I had all the right tools here, and there's a certain nail that you use. And man, you know what? Dallas's house is essential. He's got all the tools. He doesn't even know he has all the tools. And luckily I was able to complete the job and stayed quarantined. So good deal, man.
Misha says the old trim for trim exchange. I like that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know if you said it in that voice, Misha, but I think it was necessary.
I hope Robin sees that one because that's awesome.
Thomas Yee. I did the symbol.
Give him a symbol for the trim.
It's okay because Thomas Yee donated $4.99, but he didn't say anything. He just threw $4.99 down.
Oh, I'll hit him again.
Dang, man, the donations rolling in. Shout
Eric
out to you
Castro.
guys, man. Everybody that's
I got 5 on it. $5.
Oh, hold on.
Eric.
We gotta. That symbol is weak, dog.
Man, I'm gonna have a sore arm after this.
We gotta figure out a solution for that.
It seriously sounds like you're just hitting the bottom of a pot.
Oh, that's weird.
Or a pan.
Huh. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm definitely not. There's the symbol, just so y'all can see. And check this out. Brian Jackson says, haha, there's only one Brian Jackson. Must have been right. All right.
That is correct.
I actually have a basketball hoop in my basement. Maybe we can bring the shots back.
In the studio?
Yeah, but I'd have to take all the shots, and that might not turn out so good.
Well, dude, you could put it right behind your head in that empty wall space that you have. It's so ugly, and just start showing them, throwing them from the backside.
All right.
Could be worse. I mean, we weren't that great. It's not like we were killing the percentage over there in the studio anyway.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Con Lee, 2-pump Dow. Don't be Jamal Murray for $2. Thank you, Con Lee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live tonight if it happens, because that's gonna be an occasion.
Where do I want to start? I have a bunch of stuff, a bunch of stories, just little things I wanted to bounce off you guys.
How about let's give a little Rona update for people who care. Great. For people who want to be informed and come to us,
there's several stories. I mean, this obviously it spans way more than just the way the coronavirus is affected. I mean, it spans every industry. No matter what you're into or not into, you're going to hear about it, and it's going to cross paths with what you do. And Dalton just said it in the chat here. We need the sports back. I'm fiending.
Yeah, for sure.
For the sports. Oops, damn it. I just hit a message by Fail Beast. I don't know if you can undo that. I am sorry, Fail Beast. I just clicked over and I hid your message. I'm sorry. I didn't put you in timeout or anything though. Don't
Poor
worry.
Fail Beast.
But no, so yeah, I think we have a few stories surrounding it. Go ahead. What do you want to start with, Del?
I think let's just kind of give a little breakdown. So I watched Trump, whether you can say fortunately or unfortunately today, I watch him give his address today. So a little update with Corona. So obviously the total Corona cases have now topped 1 million worldwide. We're talking deaths top 52,000 worldwide. So obviously as we get more testing done, we were just denying the inevitable, for so long and just acting like it wasn't a big deal. And we're finding numbers, man. It's just, I think now it's really getting a lot closer to, each individual out there. Like maybe somebody who knows somebody now. It's not so far fetched as like, man, I heard the death rate in Italy is just crazy, and grandmas and mothers and daughters that all live in the same house are all dying. I think it's now becoming kind of a reality in terms of, it might even be your family, but it's at least somebody that maybe knows of somebody who knows somebody. And like we talked about last cast with Joe Diffie, it's really hitting home. It's really getting real. The numbers show that, and they are consistently proving that. We're not really kind of defending that curve and turning that upside down yet. It's going to take a while. I think it's really settling in that people are like, holy shit, this is huge. I don't know if you guys saw it today, but I think it was the governor of Georgia, either the governor of Georgia or the mayor of Georgia. And he did a press conference either yesterday or today. And he said, he literally said verbatim, well, here in Georgia, we didn't know that if you were asymptomatic that you could actually transfer this disease. And it makes you wonder, like, holy shit, man, are people living in this just false world? Like, are people really that disconnected? Now, is it just Georgia? No, I think there's a lot of people that probably feel that way. But you have somebody who is literally leading a state and says this in his press conference. So, just shocking things like that. Trump did get his second coronavirus test, which I don't know how important that was when testing is still so hard to get, especially in rural areas. I mean, it is impossible, or obviously hotspot areas. You talk about Jersey's, New York, Louisiana. It is so tough to get a test. But Trump came back negative yet for a second time, so he can get his tests. And the other update that was interesting, New York City and LA have been called on all residents to wear some sort of face covering while in public, but preserve obviously masks for the healthcare industry. So that's kind of the latest update with kind of two of the biggest hotspots. Is now they're calling for the general public, if you do have to get out for essential business, make sure to wear a face covering of some sort, but do not buy the mask because the healthcare providers need that. So there's a couple different updates, numbers, and just some of the things that have changed here in the last 24 hours. Turn it back to you, big guy.
I saw bringing it back to the sports world. First of all, I just saw that today was a major day with the pandemic. We hit 1 million cases worldwide. Did you guys see that? Global.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, cases have topped 1 million worldwide. That's such a huge number.
That's a huge day. That's a big time milestone for the world. But bringing it back to sports, the Patriots jet and bringing back the masks.
Yeah.
For their community. Did you guys see that story?
I did. Yeah. I think, this is good news. And I think there's some downfall to it. We can talk about that, but dude, the Patriots organization bringing 1.2 million masks to the United States. They were granted a travel waiver to avoid a 14-day quarantine in China. If none of the crew, left the aircraft. So that was cool. So there's obviously some waivers, some special things that we're doing in this case. The Krafts themselves paid $2 million, which was about half the cost to acquire the masks. The initial order was 1.7 million masks, but the plane could only house 1.2 million. So they brought 1.2 million masks back to the US.
Did you see that a nice portion of those masks is going directly to New York?
Yeah.
I better not hear any slander coming from Patriots way. Many of you New Yorkers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Any of you Jets fans, any of you Giants fans that absolutely despise Boston, that hate the Patriots, that organization, you better be biting your tongue for a little while. Give them some applause. They just helped out your community with hundreds of thousands of masks for you guys to stay safe over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys hear it both, but I don't know, franchise, you sound a little muffled, but I don't know if it's just on my end, but yeah, did you guys also see that Jamel Hill is getting a lot of fire from people about her comment after the Kraft news came out?
No.
Now, yeah, I don't know either. Was it because of the connection between like the NFL, the Kraft, or the Kraft with the Trump kind of funding each
basically
other?
The Trump connection. She just retweeted the stat of the 1.7 million masks from China, and she says, "This is where I remind people that Robert Kraft is friends with Donald Trump and gave to his campaign. It's incredible what the Kraft family is doing, or that they're doing this, but hope they understand their money helped empower their friend." I don't know. I think it's kind of poor timing. Like the thing we should be focusing on is that the masks are being brought, not, politics or anything. Like, this isn't the time to be having this debate right now. So she's getting a lot of fire, but I think rightfully so.
And I think Jamel has always done really good with hot takes, bringing the hot takes. But man, I think the timing, like I couldn't agree with you more. The timing of this one is atrocious, dude. It's almost embarrassing. It really is. Let's just get the goddamn masks to the people who need them, and let's try to get this shit fixed. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit out of what money and who it comes? Like get these people protected, dog. Like that's the hot take, Jamel. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to spend. Do you guys have anything more you guys want to hit on as far as that stuff goes?
I think that's pretty good. How about Tekashi 6ix9ine being released?
Oh, that's
early?
right. Yeah, that's right. 6ix9ine. I didn't. I just saw the headline, and I knew that Twitter would be going that way.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of people in jail that are getting affected, and I was just watching Tax Stone's live. He's somebody that's being held up in Rikers right now on a murder case, and he hasn't even seen a judge yet. He's saying that he's been in jail for I think over a year or 2 years now. He's saying he hasn't seen a judge yet, but they're treating people that are awaiting trial like they should be getting a death sentence. He's like, they're not getting health care, they're not able to see a doctor unless they're like really about to die. Pretty much, he's saying even if you have some of the symptoms, they're not getting seen, they're not getting tested, and they're all just stuck in these close quarters. He says there isn't even a increased sanitation effort. They don't have some hand sanitizer, they don't have cleaning supplies, so really inhumane situation in the prison system right now. But because of that, it seems that Tekashi 6ix9ine has managed to get out early.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, so it sounds like Tekashi 6ix9ine is released early from prison after Corona plea. Now, 4 months, what he's getting out of this, it sounds like, is 4 months of home incarceration. He'll have a GPS monitor and must remain at an approved address through his attorney and through, obviously, the state in which he's at. The only two ways that he can actually get out of this is and not be at this address is via medical treatment. So if he needs any type of medical treatment for sickness or anything comes up, that's one, or visits to his actual attorney. But he does have to get like this pre-approval process to be granted this. So sounds like he's locked down pretty well. We'll see what happens, but it's all GPS monitored, and so yeah, saves him 4 months essentially, because it would have been later this summer. I think August was his time frame of getting out initially, and then obviously this Corona plea has come up. So we'll kind of see what happens and see what. But yeah, sounds like he's out.
This has been an insane case. Like Tekashi 6ix9ine is supposed to be facing, what is it, like 47 years,
right?
And he just served just over a year.
I know, right?
I mean, after giving
all the names
with the prosecutors, every single name you can think of, people that weren't even involved in what he had going on. But that's just crazy. Like, you think he would have had like at least 5-10 years even with the cooperation, but
right.
This dude just got so lucky. I mean, every single situation was in his favor, pretty much.
I mean, we're talking guns, we're talking racketeering, we're talking, plead to kill, like bids to kill, like bids for hire.
He had a shootout in the middle of Times Square.
It's wild stuff, man. And here he is. That's America. It's America at its best. I'm telling you. So, hey, Franchise, you want to give? I know you've been jacking with your mic. I've heard it through the speakers here. You want to give your voice a try? See if it's better on your end.
Yeah, he's not. We can't hear you.
Maybe he left the cast.
Are you 48 volts?
The mic is fucked. I'm gonna have to go get another 9-volt battery.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
You sound a lot better.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go get another 9-volt battery, so I'll just mute myself and I'll see you guys in a while.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
Downstairs.
We'll handle it.
What you been doing, Dal? Like, how's your past week been?
Not bad. Like I said, man, just finished up that the caulking of the trim, and just obviously.
You guys do any more takeout?
We did. Let's see. Not last night, but the night before. we obviously do our research to see who, what businesses are really taking this serious. Are they having like, cleaning their own establishments themselves, or are they having crews come in to make sure that they can kind of mitigate some of this, that this corona that could be infesting their restaurants, even though patronage isn't there. There's a place called Los Dos Portillos, and they just opened up in Parker here. And they actually have a cleaning crew that comes in once a week on top of whatever their own business cleaning does. Right. So we actually ordered from them, and we did curbside. It's like 7 minutes from the house here, so nothing crazy. They actually brought out the food to us, no problem. And I opened up the door from the inside. They put the food, on the floorboard again, and I closed the door. So again, no contact. The downfall to these guys is they don't normally take a card over the phone, so you're supposed to give them the card so they can take it in, and they bring your card back out. So we ended up talking him into, we got the boss on the phone and talked him into taking it over the phone, which is crazy to me. I'm like, that should be easy. It should be a staple. But they still made Robin sign. So I said, Robin, you better bring your own damn pen. We had all the sanitizer ready. We had the gloves ready. So we did have to sign something for him. So other than that, it was a good experience. But they're like, next time, if we're too busy, next time we cannot take it over the phone. We cannot do that. Okay, we're too busy. And I'm like, okay, fine. It's whatever. It was way spicy. It tasted like shit. Robin and I got the runs for 6 days, and made it luckily to the cast. Here we go.
Oh, man. I had an experience with Instacart in the past few days.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are they on strike or not? What's going on?
It might just be regional, because I was able to get it. It actually was early, so they estimated that the order was going to be delivered on Saturday. Okay. And then I got a notification on yesterday was Wednesday, and they were already shopping for my groceries. But so I guess there's an option on there where you can approve like replacements.
Yes, you can. Which is huge. It's a really good thing to be able to do. And then they usually I'll let you get into it, but they usually text you and validate is this cool? Yeah, go ahead.
So I approved a couple replacements for some things, and the person that was shopping for my stuff pretty much just got whatever they wanted. Like I get a certain peanut butter, that I like the taste of. Yeah. And then I approved a couple of replacements, and she came back with like Skippy, whatever, and like different kind of milk. And so everything pretty much in the order was like messed up. I know first world problems, like, I still got groceries, but that was my first experience with Instacart. And I was like, man, I don't know if I would keep using this if we're not under these circumstances, because it seems like and I don't know if this is always the experience, but we're just picking up whatever, like, oh, this food wants peanut butter. Let me grab this. Just random products. But I did manage to get a hold of their customer service, and they refunded me for the messed up products.
Tight. Wow, that's tight. Well, he's just trying to make it a game, like, let these fools that are on the front lines, let them just live, Jalal. If you want Jif, they want you to have Skippy. Just, take it on the chin and call it a day. You got some Skippy.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Does it sound better now?
Hell yeah.
All right, yeah. Sorry guys, the battery
died already?
Dude, I think I left it on the other day like a moron. So shout out to my lady being the real MVP.
I did too.
Everyone up here real quick.
I did too, and I was able to replace mine right before the cast. I'm like, holy shit, I got to replace that, because I leave it on every time after the cast.
It's stupid because there's bright lights like that are on. All you have to do is see the lights are on and just turn the thing off before you leave the room. It's incredibly ridiculous. But wait, so what did I miss here? Why is everyone saying you're paranoid in the chat, Dal?
Oh, I gave an experience of my curbside. So I was telling everybody that we do our research to see how the cleaning is of each establishment.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the curbside was stupid, because they usually don't let you pay over the phone. So then you're going to have to give them your credit card when you get there. And then they bring the credit card back out, and then they make you sign for it as well. So then you're having to use their PIN if you didn't bring your own PIN. And I'm just like, man, it's like, is curbside really that good? And then I think everybody in the chat is like, oh, yo, Dal, you're too paranoid, bro. Just get your wipes. Just get, and I get it. I mean, we're trying to do our part and trying to stop the spread. And obviously we don't want it, so we're just trying to do our best.
I left. Go ahead, Jalal. Sorry.
I was just laughing at a couple comments here. Brian Jackson is like, I had an Uber Eats guy the other week, set the food on the ground, knocked on the door, and ran away.
That's like it's like a drop and dash. I like it. That's a cool tactic.
Drop dash.
The drop dash.
Yeah, a lot of the I use Walmart too, the delivery service, and they usually require a signature. And the guy was like, "Yeah, we're not getting a signature right now." He's like, "I just left it outside."
Yeah, we're not getting a signature right now.
Yeah,
I was like, fair enough, dude.
Dalton Ward says, "Hey, do they let y'all buy alcoholic drinks to go with the food from restaurant and CO like they do in Texas?" Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, that was with our quarantine and our lockdown that our governor issued. Polis, he did also allow these restaurants to partake in that delivery service as well, and or still selling alcohol that we could pick up. And when we got our food back that night, Robin had ordered a skinny margarita, I think is what it's called. I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure it's shitty. I'm sure it's just house tequila. But of course, they forgot to bring that out. And I was just in a hurry to get the hell out of there. And Robin's like, you think we should go back? I'm like, no, we already put our lives at risk once. We're not putting our lives at risk twice to get a fucking skinny margarita. You lost. Now we just have to take it on the chin. That's it.
It's unfortunate, guys. Sorry about that.
I think John King is like catching up. He must be like speeding through because he just commented on like 5 different areas of the cast. He's like, "Who brought the mask?" Or "Who cares who brought the masks?" And then he commented, "Taxstone shouldn't have tried to kill someone," which he's on. He's on trial for attempted murder, I think, but he should have the right to defend himself or be proven guilty.
Fill the listeners in on that, Jalal. I don't think a lot of people know who Taxstone is or what's going on. Can you fill people in?
Yeah, basically, I think so. He was just I don't know if it was a concert or a show, something like that, but they were at a public venue somewhere in New York, and there was like a shootout. And, it was so long ago, I don't remember the exact details, but I think Troy Ave, the rapper, was involved. And a lot of people are saying that he was kind of like cooperating with the feds to get Taxstone behind bars or just to get himself out of the situation. But he's still awaiting his trial, so it's unfortunate. I mean, there's been a lot of people in jail that were,
that came up because you guys were talking about the 6ix9ine shit, how he's chilling in jail.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry, I missed that part of the show. I was trying to see how that all related. My fault. I was out. I was out with the 9-volt issue. Did you guys talk about your boy R. Kelly?
No. What's up? What happened?
Oh, he's in jail. And R. Kelly actually came out and said that prison is a petri dish. These are quotes. Prison is a petri dish for coronavirus, and he demands to be released. And the singer's legal team filed a petition to the feds or a motion last week in which they asked the judge to let Kelly out of jail on bond, mainly because of the fear of coming down with COVID-19. You guess how they responded? Not so fast. R. Kelly isn't old enough, they said, only to be considered a high-risk patient. 65 or older is their criteria. They also said that the singer's recent surgery doesn't make him more susceptible to the virus. On top of all that, the feds say R. Kelly has been provided with plenty of soap and cleaning supplies.
Dang,
that's it.
Nope.
That's it. So yeah, I found that story hilarious. That came out earlier today. Thought that was pretty funny.
Well, and then Harvey Weinstein, who just recently got put up for 23 years, I think is what he got. And he was already diagnosed with corona. So he's going into jail now. Are they going to put him in a comfortable jail, that kind of stuff with that disease? I don't even know. But I mean, he's obviously in jail, going to jail with corona.
Regardless, I mean, they are right. Like it is a petri dish for, just spreading this. I mean, everybody's in close quarters. They're not being clean. They're not separating people. Like it's going to be a nightmare. And like they're exposed, the CEOs are going out into the world and then coming back and bringing, God knows what into the jail. Is I don't know what the solution is, but it's kind of scary with that many people being in close quarters.
Yeah, no doubt.
You didn't watch the Tiger King documentary, did you, Joel?
No.
Okay, I was just gonna say that I was just referencing. There was a point in time in that documentary. Do you remember that, Dallas, where a guy let out the tigers on the city? How they referenced that? That just reminded me of that. Like, just let the prisoners just let them all out. See what happens.
That's so crazy.
What's the worst that could happen? It just reminded me of that when they let those tigers out. Dude, like a dude literally he housed I forgot what it was, like 16 tigers and 4 lions or something. And one day he just decided to let them all out on the city. And
that's crazy.
Reminded me of that. Anyways, anything more on the on Corona or anything like that? You guys want to move forward a little bit?
Yeah, let's move forward, man. Let's talk about some fun shit.
Dude, speaking of fun shit, let me share this UFC stuff with you really quickly. Let's hit this. I'll hit this Masvidal story, and then we can hit Conor McGregor or anything else you guys want to talk about. But
okay.
I was listening to, like I said, I was running back. I said this earlier in the show. I've been just in a loophole of running back different old shit that I wanted to catch up on. And one of them, I just got in this loophole watching street fights on YouTube, old Kimbo Slice street fights, old Miami street league type, and Jorge Masvidal's on there, and he is fighting for a double cheeseburger and just whopping fools, like big dudes too, dude, like big guys. Yeah. And I'm watching these old street fights, and the dude is just a beast. And it always, it's funny because it always pops in my head, John King's statement about Masvidal, that he's just kind of that fake tough. And he's that Conor McGregor chest up, promote the fight type of tough. Like, he's not what everyone thinks he is. And I don't know if he is, I don't know if he isn't, but when I watch those tapes, it's hard for me to believe that he isn't. When I watch those street fights, it's hard for me to believe he isn't. And then when I hear stories, like the story I'm about to share with you guys from Michael Bisping, this is a story that he told in an interview about him and Jorge Masvidal in China. They're at a nightclub in China together. Okay, so check this out. Let me know if there's any issues with hearing the audio, but I think you should be able to hear it good enough.
When me and Jorge, when we settled it, so to speak, we were in Uruguay, and we ended up having a few drinks, and then the next day, we get a taxi to the airport together. So we went from one hand hating each other to the next minute we're like best buds in the back of an Uber. Pardon me, that was taxi. We're in the back of an Uber going to the airport. And we're talking about China. And he tells me this story. He said, I went into the bathroom and had this gold chain on. And he said, and 2 guys walked in, and one of them kind of like flicked my gold chain. And he said, I don't know if they're going to rob me or what. He said, so bang, I punched this one guy, I knocked him out. Then bang, I punched the other guy, and I knocked him out. And he said, and then a third guy comes walking into the bathroom, and he says, I don't know if he was with them or not, but I couldn't take that chance. So bang, I knocked him out as well. And I'm sitting there in the back of this Uber thinking, you are a psycho. You're a psycho, but you're awesome. I love it.
Dude.
Wow.
Tell me.
That is the craziest story ever, dude. He's like, I don't know, man. I just don't know if I could trust him. Takes all 3 of them out.
In case you miss any part of that, he walks into a bathroom in China at a nightclub, and a guy comes at two men come in, and a guy flicks his gold chain. Now, he said he doesn't know if he's going to rob him. He doesn't know what's going to happen. So he, bang, knocks that dude out. Then he turns around to the other guy, bang, knocks him out. So he's about to go about his business and take a piss. A third guy walks in. He's like, I don't know if he's affiliated with them. I don't know what's going on. Bang, sleeps that guy real quick.
So sick.
Just hilarious, bro. Like, I don't know how you cannot love Jorge Masvidal for what he does in the octagon, to the stuff he does outside the octagon, to these legendary stories that you hear from him, to the crazy videos that you see of him in the streets on YouTube fighting in Miami for a cheeseburger. I don't know how you can't love the guy, dude. I just don't know how you can't love the guy.
His loyalty is like, I don't think anybody can compete with his loyalty to Miami, to his friends, to his family, like especially his immediate family. Like, that's the only reason he fights. He's like, hey man, I'm trying to put food on the table. He's like, I don't give a shit. That's it. Like, his loyalty is unmatched as well.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. So that's kind of that was something funny that I came across, and I just wanted to share with you guys because I was absolutely dying when I heard that story. I ran it back like 3 times just so I could understand what I was listening to, and I just thought it was great. Also, in the UFC world. Did you hear Conor McGregor, or did you see the tweets? Him calling out Khabib for ducking Tony Ferguson?
I sure did. I have some of his tweets here.
Go ahead and read those.
Let's see here. Let me pull them up here. All right. So the first one says, I believe this is in chronological order. He says, I am in shape to fight now. At the beginning of all this, I said to myself, I'm happy I don't have an official fight booked. If I did, I would have consumed all the incorrect data to support me taking part in the bout, and I would have followed through, competed, and won.
This is in reference to the Khabib Ferguson fight, of course.
Yeah. And then he says, the fact of the matter is both Tony and Khabib were engaged in a game of chicken here towards the fight bell, with Khabib chickening out first, making it 3-2 in pullouts in Tony's favor. Khabib scurried out of the U.S. to home, and amid the crisis, very high risk. Congrats, Tony.
Do you think there's any merit to that, or is he just trying to rile Khabib up a little bit? Do you think that's what he really believes?
You know what? Conor is the best self-marketer out there right now. I think he is the face of marketing. He has done such an incredible job. And I think this is part of just staying relevant. He doesn't have a lot of fights booked right now. There's some controversy with one of the biggest fights, the biggest fight this year. There's controversy that surrounds it. Conor has to take his part in it to not only stay relevant, but also to get his shine and throw some shade. I think that's exactly what he's doing. It's marketing.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he would do this to anybody.
Sure.
I think no matter what the fight was on the biggest stage.
Especially a fight of this magnitude.
A fight of this magnitude and guys that are in his division. You notice he didn't hype up about John Jones or any of that shit because it doesn't care. It's not relevant to him. Sure. It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect him in the UFC one way or another what John Jones does. But Khabib, Tony Ferguson, he's got.
Now you're talking.
He's got to be involved. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny as well. Have you heard anything new regarding UFC 249? A location still going on? Any cancellation? Nothing yet.
Nothing really. The only thing, and I don't know if it's for this UFC 249 card by any means. I don't think they can put it together this quick. But there are rumblings of Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal fighting here soon. Now, again, I don't think they can put it together in UFC 249. I think it's just maybe they can't. I don't know. They're the UFC. There's a lot of money. We talked about
that's going to be a headlining fight. That's not going to be on a card with.
But depending on what happens with the Ferguson fight, because we know Khabib's not going to do it.
Oh, you're saying replacing altogether.
Exactly. Gotcha. And there's talks of that, but those were all rumors. So I don't think they could just get it done on UFC 249. Plus, Tony wants to fight. He's good to go. So I think they're probably still going to try to get not Poirier, but Gaethje to get in the ring with Tony. I think that's probably where the UFC wants to be. But of course, these rumblings of Jorge and Usman's ready. Masvidal says, I don't give a shit, whatever. So that could happen as well.
Interesting.
But other than that, that's it.
Did you see that? Obviously, we talked about them still going on with Wrestlemania. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that a ton of sports books have come out with odds on Wrestlemania?
I haven't.
Yeah, dude, a ton of which is weird to me because obviously wrestling is a work. It's fixed. The outcome is predetermined.
Right.
So on my book, there are no WrestleMania odds. I can't book odds on. I can't book anything on WrestleMania. They don't have that available for me. So I'm curious because I'm just looking around and I saw the article on Bleacher Report, and I saw that BetOnline.ag and a couple other places were taking action, but I'm wondering what the limits are. Because if you're taking action, there's no way you're taking a $10,000 bet on Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? You're just not the outcome is a work. Who's to say one of those wrestlers doesn't go to his guy and be like, hey, this is what's going down over here. Go put $100 grand down on me. Oh, Undertaker, AJ Styles. Here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns. Roman out, huh? John Cena, Bray Wyatt. Here's what's going down. Edge versus Randy Orton. Here's what's going down. Mm-hmm. Bet the house on Brock Lesnar. Bet the house on Lesnar. You know what I mean? I'm interested. I wish I could.
You could kind of compare that to like insider trading. Somebody's
right?
making a move, but I guess it's not as specific. It's 50-50.
Damn, I should have set up an account on one of these weird websites just so I could see the odds.
How has betting like been impacted? Are they giving like alternative bets, or are they just betting on different sports, or like what's going on right
now? Yeah, dude, there's everything from like everything is going on right now. Everything from table tennis matches over in Russia that are going on to marble racing.
Okay.
There's like a dude that he does like legit marble racing. He sets up these different color marbles. He puts them through time trials. They do all this shit, and then they run. And then based off their qualifying lap times, he has these crazy tracks. They're betting on marble races. So obviously that's a big thing. But I saw where a lot of the digital casinos, online casinos, or sports books that are making their money is in the online blackjack or poker rooms on those digital casinos. Because people are sitting at home, quarantine. They're just jumping on and gambling online, playing blackjack, playing poker, Texas Hold'em, whatever.
Are you getting people placing bets on Russian table tennis?
No, I'm not. No. But I've just seen that available to bet on. Also, a lot of esports. Have you seen the NASCAR drivers driving this iRacing setup?
Oh.
So like, dude, Chase Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, like legit NASCAR drivers have a setup. It's like a racing simulator called iRacing, and it's been out for a while. It's only on PC, I believe, but it's like real wheels, pedal, chair, all this stuff. And you get this complete setup. And these guys are racing on television. They do it on Sundays, just like when there's NASCAR races. They do this on Sundays. They set up iRacing, and there's betting odds on these iRacing tournaments. And members of the public can race throughout the week and qualify and get into these iRaces against actual NASCAR drivers. It's crazy. So
that's wild.
Yep, those are betting odds. You saw Ochi. Ochi sent us that thing about NBA 2K. A bunch of NBA players playing 2K against each other. I
thought that was genius. I thought that was a great idea.
Yep. Betting on that. Seen a lot of that stuff. Yeah, man.
Damn. What's the betting odds on the over under with Dal in the doghouse? I mean, I think Jalal should take that all day.
Oh, that seems like a no brainer. Let me throw a rack on that.
What about like, do they got odds on like sports coming back, or which sports are going to come back when?
Not that I've seen. Not anything yet.
How about odds of the next different tournament or whatever canceled? Did you see that Wimbledon tennis tournament, my favorite tennis tournament of the year, was just canceled? And then they just the British Open, they just obviously canceled that one. And again, no postponement. Literally canceled for this year. The only golf tournament that I know of that was still kind of in postponed status is the Masters. So, and they haven't readdressed that yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, I did see that, dude. That's super unfortunate. But what do you have you seen all the people out at golf courses though? So dude, they're canceling these golf tournaments, but the public can still go play golf. I'm confused.
I don't know. I guess in some cities there still is. Yeah.
So do you have any insight as to why this is going down? Why is this okay? Why does everyone else have to stay inside? But if you play golf, you can go out and play.
I'll take it back to the mayor of Georgia stating, "Oh, if you're asymptomatic, I didn't know it could be transferred." I'm going to take it back to areas in the U.S. that are like that are just kind of don't have any idea of what the hell's going on quite yet. I guess. I mean, shit, because in your bigger cities, it is on lockdown. But I guess in these rural areas, you're still getting away with it. It's crazy. I mean, people are still going to the goddamn beach.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's nuts.
Listen to this, John King. You tell me a story about him doing that to the Zoes in Miami, I'll believe it. Or to the Zoes in Miami, I'll believe it. I don't even know what that means. But this isn't a story, John King. No one's telling you a story. I'm telling you, go to YouTube and look up the video and watch yourself. Him knocking fools out in the streets. This isn't a story. This is real stuff. You could just go look it up. Go do the research. Just go watch.
I think he's just talking about like because it was in China.
Men? Oh,
like
he's
just
talking
saying
about
like
the nightclub. That story.
Yeah, just how like tell a story about him doing
He
that
said
to
in Miami,
some people in
so I was
Miami.
just thinking, well, that's what I'm saying. This was in the streets of Miami. But
oh yeah, I think something with the nightclub.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, to be fair, John, I don't think you're walking up to anybody that's in a fight league and snuffing them like that. They're in a fight league for a reason. I don't think you're walking up to them like you are two Chinamen in a bathroom. Bang, bang. You're not doing that to anyone in a fight league. That's just not happening. Now, if you don't think Jorge Masvidal can do that to regular people in a regular bathroom, you're mistaken. In a fight league? No, nobody's doing that to anyone in a fight league. Of course not. Of course not. What else would I want to hit on?
Also, real quick, since we're doing sports, the Olympics have new dates for next year. They're planning. So the Olympics are set for July 23rd through August 8th of 2021.
Wow.
And then the Paralympics will be right after that, starting August 24th through through September 5th. So they did just announce new dates. I think that was yesterday or the day before.
The Paralympics and what? What else?
And the regular Olympics, because they always do the regular Olympics first, and then that following week they do the Paralympics. So once the regular is done, then they come and do the Paralympics.
And that's 2021.
Yes, correct.
What was the supposed to be the jump off date for the Olympics 2020? Do you remember? Wasn't it in July?
Yes, I believe the opening ceremony was to be July 24th, 2020.
Okay. And you said the other one was they moved it in when? August? August what?
July 23rd through August 8th.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Through August.
I just caught the back of it. I don't know if my shit cut out. Sorry. I was confused on that. So pretty much the exact same shit.
Almost
to the date or to the day. The exact same dates.
Will they do the next one 3 years later, like we kind of talked about in previous
right?
Casts? We'll see.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. Olympics every 3 years is a go for me. Sports. This is kind of sports. Tom Brady. Did you see the crib he picked up down in Tampa where he's moving?
No, I didn't.
Check this out, dude. According to TMZ, Brady is moving into the Tampa mansion of that Derek Jeter made for himself back in 2011. The home is a massive 32,000 square feet and is packed with 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms.
Wow.
Brady will be surrounded by numerous famous neighbors, including some of the players on the Tampa Bay Lightning, the NHL. This home will certainly prove to be a great place for Brady to raise the kids in the family once football season starts. There you go. Tom Brady moving into Jeter's old crib that he built custom in 2011. Doesn't say what he paid. Disappointed about that. Thought TMZ had the real news.
Why would I guess Jeter would have it as a vacation home, and then obviously there's no state taxes there. I think a lot of athletes have property in Florida because of that. I think
that's what I'm wondering too.
Why is Jeter? But I mean, East Coast, West Coast. Like I mean, it's both. It's the same coast. I guess it makes sense. It's not across the U.S. All the way on the other side. I guess that makes sense.
That's what it doesn't.
Everything makes sense.
Exactly.
When you're rich.
Well, do you think Jeter sold him the crib or just let him move in for a little while? It's Jeter still owns it because it doesn't say that he bought the crib. All it says is now that Brady's moving teams, he's looking to find a new home for him and his family to live in. Well, it just so happens he's already found the home. According to TMZ, he's moving into the mansion of Derek Jeter. All the stuff I told you, but nothing about him buying the crib. No numbers mentioned.
What was the numbers though? I thought you said 32 mil. Was that
32? No, 32,000 square feet is the crib.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Conley says it's a rental.
Thank you, Conley. I love our crack staff in the chat. They ain't on payroll, but they're doing it big. Has to be a rental, right? So Jeter's just renting it out to him. Here you go, Tom. Now, I never understand this, and maybe I'm not rich enough to understand this. When you have these mansions, why do they always have more bedrooms than bathrooms? Always. Don't you find bedrooms would be way more valuable than bathrooms? I would rather there's always like, this one has, what did I say? 2 more bathrooms than bedrooms. It's 32,000 square feet, 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. Why? I would rather take the 9 bathrooms, cut 2 of them down and put another bedroom and have 8.
Probably like basement or something like that, where the basement's not counted as a bedroom. Might have another one down there. I don't know where else.
All those little shitty half baths with no.
Yeah, I would say you need more room for your toilet paper. You need more room for your toilet paper.
This is a common theme, though. If you're ever watching Cribs back in the day, you get these famous people, and the mansions always have more bedrooms than bathrooms. I don't know why. Seems like a waste of space to me. Consolidate a few of the bathrooms and just make another bedroom.
I don't know. Maybe these fools that are rich now that maybe came, like we talk about basketball players, right? The NBA, like most of the NBA basketball players come from like really rough upbringings, where they're having like families of like 8, 10 people, and they've had to share bathrooms all their life. Now, when they build their first homes or get their first homes, they're like, you know what? Fuck the rooms. We're getting bathrooms, because to be able to have the blessing of your own bathroom and not having to share it with 9 other siblings and 2 other parents, or maybe 1 parent, whatever the case is, maybe that's why. I think that's a great take. Thanks, Dal.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same. Like, I would rather have more bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, bathrooms are great, dude. As a matter of fact, for resale, unless it's a master bedroom that you're working on, kitchens and bathrooms actually up the value of your home, and basements, of course. I don't want to leave out basements if you have finished versus unfinished, but bathrooms and kitchens are where they say to put, to remodel when you're looking at selling. So kind of fix those places up before you sell, and you can make a little bit more money back.
That I can understand. Everyone wants a nice bathroom. Bathroom's good. My aunt's crib, bathroom is the nicest crib in the house. That's always the joke, the running joke in the family. Oh, yeah, we're going to the nicest room in the house. Everyone knows you're going to the bathroom, because it is. It really is. So anyway, that I get that now, but I don't understand why you need more. Why do you need more? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I know you want them nicer. Yeah. I get more. You don't need more. Especially when a lot of those are half baths. They're not even including a tub. They're not even including a shower. Wait, how much time are you spending in there? How much shitting are they doing?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't even use the bathroom. I lived on a farm, so we shit and pissed outside. We were animals.
You and your dog both used the tree at the corner, right? Yeah. You might be a redneck.
Both staring at each other, giving weird looks as we're dumping.
Apparently, it's $100K a month is what Conley's saying.
That's what he's paying for that joint?
That's what he says.
Not bad. $100K a month.
Not bad.
For 32,000 square feet?
And 9 bathrooms? Not bad.
Yeah. Not bad.
I thought he was going to just buy a house down there to retire. I thought that was the move. Like, cake up on that last contract and just retire to Florida.
Oh, I think he will eventually. Oh, I think he'll buy some property out there for sure.
You think he's retiring to Florida?
Oh, I don't know about that.
He's a California kid, dude. He's a California kid. He's going back to Cali.
That'd be disrespectful if he retires in Florida. He's got to retire out in Cali.
I just thought he was tired of the cold out there in Boston.
Chase, he said, I got 10 bathrooms. I could shit all day, but he said who quoted it. I was going to quiz you guys. Because I already knew. I knew it was Louisiana. But
dude, speaking of Louisiana, did you see the IG battle yesterday? Legendary.
No,
battle,
I've been seeing a ton of previews for battles. Haven't caught
Mannie
one.
Fresh.
What happened?
Mannie Fresh. Dude, I love Mannie Fresh. He gave us a lot of classics. Dude, it's Scott Storch.
Oh, I know.
Scott Storch has like the Roots. He's got stuff with Dre. He's got Beyonce. Dude, it wasn't even fair, man.
It wasn't fair.
He ended the whole thing with Dre, which I thought was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, he played it live. Was he playing all this shit live? Storch was playing it all live, and Mannie was throwing on records.
Well, no, they were both like the style is that they just play the records, but Scott Storch had some keys in front of him, and he was just kind of playing along with it.
He had to one up
which Mannie Fresh he made like some skits, so they each had a little bit of an edge, but I thought the skits were kind of whack.
Oh,
he made
really?
these like fake news reporter skits saying Scott Storch goes missing or found in a bathroom full of cocaine, like a couple low blows. But he got spanked. It was bad.
How long was the battle?
I think it was about an hour. So it was
roughly
20. Was it 20 songs back and forth? Yeah, I think 20 records each.
20 records each, and they played the whole record?
No, they're just.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
It's just like, yeah, I did this. They'll play like
so they just
15 to 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But man, it was bad. And originally it was supposed to be T-Pain, so it was Scott Storch versus T-Pain, and I was like, why are they setting up T-Pain for this beatdown? Mm-hmm. And so later the next day, I think they announced that it was going to be Mannie Fresh, and I was like, all right, that's a little bit better, but like Scott Storch needs a real opponent. You know, no disrespect to Mannie Fresh, but it wasn't equal.
Why T-Pain? Would it only be T-Pain? Would it just be only the song, like his catalog, or stuff he's produced? Everything he's produced, his own
stuff
catalog.
He's produced, stuff he's written.
He could be everything.
Whatever you were involved in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So T-Pain wrote a little bit, but still not equal.
Yeah, I saw there was a songwriters battle between Neo and somebody else. Who the hell was that?
Damn, I forget his name.
Oh, The Dream. It was Neo and The Dream.
No, The Dream. It was Dream and Sean Garrett.
Oh, that's right.
That one was crazy too.
See, I've been missing all of these. I'm like, I need to start putting reminders on my calendar because I'll see the flyer in the morning or whatever, and then it'll be like 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll miss it. 7 o'clock my time. I'm over here cooking dinner.
I think you could watch them on Tidal. I've been seeing Tidal tweet like after every single one that they put it on there. It was Jonte Austin is the one that faced Neo.
That's right.
But yeah, man, I've been thoroughly entertained off this. I think.
How have you been watching them?
It's all IG Live.
IG Live is your consumption. What? Yeah. Who the artists' accounts or where?
Yeah, you can go to their individual accounts. If you follow Swizz Beatz or Timbaland, they are kind of. I don't know if they have something invested in this or if they got a deal with somebody, but they've been the ones that are putting together all the battles.
Yeah. Do you think we can get Kanye and Pharrell versus Pharrell? Do you think
Swizz put a post up today, like just putting this in the universe. It's not very likely, but man, who knows if this goes on for a while and they each get bored enough, we could see it.
I'd be into that.
That's the kind of shit that I love, though. This is what sparks creativity. Competition brings the best out of everyone. I feel like. I know it does me. Maybe that's not true. Maybe some people just aren't competitive people and they get their ass waxed in a battle, but they are really good at what they do and da-da-da-da. They're over here. That's cool. You motherfuckers sit in that corner. Us over here, we're in this corner trying to compete and beat the shit out of everybody and get inspired. So I think competition is the ultimate. The ultimate. And this is the kind of stuff that you see somebody maybe get handed to them. Maybe they do go back to the lab and start going in on some new shit. But producing is really, really hard. And that's why I admire a guy like Scott Storch. He's been able to do it over a long period of time and continually reinvent himself. And there's a lot of guys that have monster records in their time, but they don't keep making big records as they go along. They're just legends for their time. Yeah.
It's just a time and place where Scott has, obviously
not only has he been able to reinvent his style, he's been able to. He lost everything. That guy went completely bankrupt. Spent all his money on drugs, whatever. Went to rehab, came back, and he's. I don't know if he came back harder, but he's got some records and he's getting some plaques. He's got some hit records. So I got to salute that guy. He's one of my favorite producers of all time.
Hot New Hip Hop put an article out on him. I haven't got to read it yet. And I saw the headline come across earlier, and I wish I would have read it because it said Scott Storch is one of the greatest producers of all time. And I was like, I need to check that article out. Well, now I just went back to my notes. I pulled up the article, and right at the top, it starts out, following an impressive battle against Mannie Fresh, there's no better time to start considering Scott Storch as one of the greatest producers of all time. And then they have a whole write-up on it. So that's something I'm going to have to go back and check out. I want to check out the beat battle, and I want to check out this article here. Because like you said, this is a guy that, if you're unfamiliar with the story, just very quickly, I mean, he made a ton of money producing hip hop in the late 90s, early 2000s, and just became huge into drugs. He had a private jet. He was flying back and forth from LA to New York daily just to go have like steak dinner with Paris Hilton or like models, these like model bitches and shit. And he would gas up the jet. And he said it would cost 30 to 50 grand to fly over there. And he would just fly over there for an afternoon to have dinner and fly back to LA. That's the kind of money he was spending, bro. 30 to 50 grand to gas that shit up. That is insane. So that's how my man went broke. That and a lot of drugs is how he just went under, dude. And now he just smokes a ton of weed and he just plays keys and he's back on top. He's back producing. But it sucks that he had to blow all that money and blow everything he had to learn that lesson. But sometimes we were just listening to a show the other day. Someone else was saying that sometimes it's the only way is to lose everything you have or have just a nasty crash to learn the valuable lessons that you need to be able to change your life or to go through life in a different manner.
That's exactly what happened to Steve-O. Not to get too off track, but Steve-O is one of those from the Jackass crew.
Your quarantine sessions, and there nothing off track. Never off track. We're just talking. There ain't no off track. There ain't even a show anymore.
Steve-O was the same way, and I think that fool's been sober over like 5 years now or something stupid. And it was Johnny Knoxville that kind of gave him his intervention, and the whole crew came through. And he's been very, very successful with his comedy tours that he's done, his bucket list tour. So I mean, some people just have to really just hit rock bottom, like, and sometimes multiple times. I think Steve-O hit rock bottom multiple times, and you see that a lot with artists, but that's what it takes, sometimes. And it sucks, man, because you lose momentum, you lose relevancy, you lose money, you lose friends through it. And you have to almost kind of rebuild a new friendship and kinships, because you can't be friends with somebody who's going in different directions when it comes to sobriety. You know what I mean? And, Scott probably had to deal with that same shit.
Let me catch up on some comments. Philly Mayor, TTF, did you see Tom Brady will be on Howard Stern via Zoom this Wednesday, April 8th? Howard is the best interviewer. Should be interesting. I did see that. I'm excited to check that out. It's interesting that Howard has been doing his show now via Zoom. And I also saw that, Howard, if you're not a Sirius listener, there are so many great shows on Sirius, man. If you guys love to consume content, there's just a ton of talk channels, a ton of music channels. There's something for everyone on Sirius. And Sirius is right now, Howard announced the other day that Sirius is giving away 2 months of, I think, just free content. If you can just go in and create an account and listen to anything you want on your phone on the Sirius XM app. So that is super cool of them giving that away. And man, I really enjoy Sirius.
A lot of people are saying Sirius is free right now. Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. Go ahead.
What about Chase, man? Chase is a little behind. He says, "Are you guys upset as me? Are you guys as upset as me with Joe Diffie dying a couple days ago? Coronavirus at 61."
I didn't know. We talked about it on last show, Chone, but I didn't know that. I didn't know it was coronavirus until after the show.
Yeah, it was complications due to coronavirus. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
Not good.
Everyone is saying Pharrell, Misha said, but needs to be the Neptunes versus someone.
I like that. The Neptunes. Yeah, that would be cool, man. That's way back in the memory bank. That'd be cooler than Pharrell.
What about Scott Storch needed to battle Jermaine Dupri, John King said. So Def in the building, JD. Man, that would have been, JD's done it over a ton of years as well. But I don't know that JD, that would be tough.
You know who JD actually found at a mall and who he actually brought under his wing? Do you have a guess? Do you know the story? So Jermaine Dupri, so he obviously Atlanta roots, and there's another duo that is no longer, because I think one of them passed away, and I can't remember what it was, but
Kid and Play.
Close, dude. You're on the right track. But these two kids, he was in the mall, right? So he would shop.
Kriss Kross.
There you go.
That's who it is.
So he would go to the mall in Georgia. I don't know which mall, but he would always be looking for kind of like what was cool, who was cool, and he found these two kids that the ladies just loved him, and they would follow him around everywhere. And finally one day, he went up to him because he'd seen him numerous times there. He's like, "Who the hell are you guys? What's going on?" And they're like, "Well, we kind of go by Kross, and we like to rap, we like to sing to the ladies, this and that." And he ends up taking Kross under his wing and making Kross relevant and giving them a platform and everything. So I'll never forgive Jermaine Dupri because, man, Kross, 90s. I wore my pants backwards ×2 in Ulysses 10.
I think I listened to him tell that same story, and he was talking about he just saw them like wearing the backwards pants, and he said that they were almost like too cool for him. Like they were just acting like they were too cool to even, mess with JD. So they just had their own confidence and style, I guess.
They had their own swag, dude. And he saw that. He was just mesmerized by it because the women just loved him and just would follow him around. And like they had their own entourage. Like Kross in that part of Atlanta, like was just super well known, low key by like all the kids and shit. And they just had the swag, dude. So that was cool.
Wait up. Dallas, wait up. Let me get this straight really quickly. You don't know the backwards man, but you wore your pants backwards in
Correct.
Ulysses, Kansas. Were you really wearing your shit backwards?
Had to.
That's funny. I'm surprised your dad allowed that or your parents allowed that.
They didn't. I did it at school. I had to turn him around at school, dog.
You were that kid that went to school one way and then you were at school a whole nother way.
You bet.
Then you went home.
Dude, I was that guy, and it wasn't that I was the coolest, but like I would travel outside and, we'd always come to Denver for our vacations. And a lot of people in Kansas never got out of Kansas, right? A lot of those motherfuckers still live there. They were born and bred. They worked on, the farms and they had kids. They got married. So traditional. But I was the guy who traveled to Denver because all my mom's family always lived up here. This is where we vacated. So going to Westminster Mall, I'm trying to think if any other malls were cool at that time, but Westminster Mall was the mall back then. And I would get all these trends from the city. I'd get all the music, I'd get all the mixtapes, and I'd bring it all back to Kansas, whether it was dress attire, cool swag, music, and brought it all to Kansas and just like drop bombs on these fools. It was tight.
I remember I would get all these trends from the city, he said.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I remember I showed up one time with a pair of pants. I didn't wear my pants backwards, but then they started selling pants that they just looked like they were forward pants, but the pockets, like the back pockets were stitched on the front. The back pocket was
on the front.
Yeah, yep. So I had some of those, and they were hard at the time, bro. They were like, they were so fresh at the time. And I came home and my uncle clowned me so hard for like just roasting me one after another, like your mama jokes, dude. Just
really
flaming me, bro. And I was like, no, and I swear I never wore the pants again. And all my friends, I think I ended up selling those pants. Like after that, I was like, just hey, you want here, $100. Just made some money off of them. Because everyone thought they were so cool, and I just didn't even want to be around the pants anymore. After I got embarrassed by my uncle. It was like at a family gathering too, bro. Like in front of my whole family just started lighting me up. I was probably like 9, 10 years old. Maybe I was like 12. It's probably 12. Because at that age, they wouldn't let me wear it.
I had the same thing, but that was with the skinny jeans. So like when Wayne started bringing the skinny jeans and like the Chucks, we were all on that wave heavy, and like the SBs in high school. Man, my family would always roast me for having skinny jeans or like pants with the rips. My dad hated that, man. He would yell at me every time he saw me with pants with rips in them.
Why are you buying them like that? You could you could go to the thrift store and get them like that.
That's the age-old joke. Is like, you bought them like that? Like you paid money to have your pants look like that?
Yep.
Totally.
Yep. Who can't relate to that one? Did Dal just say inbred? Neighborhood.
I don't think so. Because that'd make me inbred as well, because I was born and raised there. But nah, those fools just never left. A lot of them just kind of. I think I said born and bred, not inbred. I said born and bred on the farms. I think that's what I said.
I know that's why it's funny.
I think that's what I said. Born and bred.
It's kind of like
it does say. Yeah, it does sound like born inbred.
It's kind of like cement.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, Armando Silva says this is the content we need. And then he comments again, says, fellas, what was your first jersey? How much did you wear it? Mine or me was MJ Space Jam. That was his first jersey.
MJ Space Jam. That's a good one. Mine, man. So obviously you were a Bulls fan. Everybody was a Bulls fan. It didn't matter where you come from. But my first jersey was not a Jordan or a Pippen or a Horace Grant or a BJ Armstrong, which I wanted all of them. Mine was a Larry Johnson. I was grandmama all day, every day. I was able to kind of separate myself from all the Bulls fans in Kansas where I came from. So Larry Johnson, I went all out. As a matter of fact, I'm in the man cave. I have the grandmamas on my shelf up there. I almost should grab them. But Larry Johnson was my first jersey for sure.
What age were you, Dal?
At that time, it would have been 90, 92. Because I also had his UNLV jersey as well. So I had both the UNLV jersey and the Charlotte Hornets jersey. So I think 92 or 93. So I would have been 10.
Dude, mine was a classic. I was 7 years old. It was on my 7th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, dude, it was an Elway. It was an orange, an orange John Elway. That was, of course, the first jersey. And then the next year, I got a reversible Steve Atwater.
A reversible,
or Terrell
like,
Davis. One of the two. Terrell and Steve Atwater came. Dude, you remember the very first reversible jerseys? Oh my gosh, bro.
I don't.
It was ahead of its time. I got it for Christmas. It was such a big deal because the shit was expensive for a kid's jersey. Even for a kid's jersey, it was probably like $125, dude.
Oh, wow. That's adult pricing.
Yeah, at that. And dude, that was and I guess that still is expensive. Yeah. But the jersey market, it's really, really weird. The jersey market is one of those markets that went from being like, it was really expensive because it was new and innovative. You couldn't get them. And then China came through and came out with the knockoffs, flooded the market, and then regular jersey prices came back down. But do you remember to get an authentic back in the day with stitched on numbers and shit? It was $350, $400. Now you can get them for $150, $200 all day.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It wasn't like that before Big China got involved and really came in and took it all over. But dude, the very first reversible jerseys in the early to mid 90s, it was a dude, it was either Terrell Davis or Atwater, and it flipped inside out. It was white on one side, so it was your away on one side, and then it was blue on the other. It was home on the other side. So yeah, you could just reverse it and wear it while you're home. It was so sick. And
that's
it was
tight. I never knew.
It was when they first came out. That was one of and it was so big. It was way too big for me, dude. They got it like 2 sizes too big because it was the last one left or some shit. It was down to here. It looked like this hockey jersey I'm wearing on me, bro. The sleeves were like to here on me. It fit me for like 5 years.
That's how it was supposed to look for sure. Jalal,
as a young kid.
Yeah.
So mine was actually, I can't remember if it was either a T-Mac basketball jersey or a Terrell Owens Eagles jersey. It was between those two. And it's funny that you mentioned like China getting into the jerseys. Me and my brother, we used to slang those replica stitched jerseys on eBay. Made a killing off of those, man.
What happened?
We just stopped eventually, but we made some good money off of those. I think they eventually shut them down on eBay. Like if you got caught with it, your account got shut down. But we did it for a while before anybody even noticed.
Dude, do you know Evan
I think we even put in
Tramontano?
there that they were fake too. Like it's just like replica stitched, whatever.
Do you know Evan Tramontano?
Yeah.
Of course we know Tramontano.
Of course, Dallas knows him. I couldn't remember if Jalal knew him. Dude, Evan, when we were in school at UNC up in college, I didn't even know Evan at this time, but he told me the story. Evan was selling fake Lacoste gear on eBay for months, dude, and raking. He was selling Lacoste polos when
like
that shit was like super popping.
What?
He was just selling massive fake Lacoste polos and raking, dude, thousands of dollars. And then he finally, I don't remember if he was getting shut down and popping up new accounts or whatever, but dude, all of a sudden he got like a letter from the feds that he was getting seized. All his shit got shut down. He was like, they were going to come after all his accounts and shit. Yeah, he was super, super scared, bro.
We never had that happen.
That's why I was wondering if you had any issues. If you tried to sell knockoff merchandise as authentic merchandise on eBay in bulk, they will F you up.
Wow.
We did it for a while too, man. And we never, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. So check this out. So when I had to order jerseys and stuff, obviously you could come to Denver, which was about 5.5 hours for us from Ulysses. So that's where I'd usually get my jerseys. But like if there was one that was like limited that I had to get now, dude, there was one place that we could go. It was like this empty warehouse in like this small ass town, dude, of like less than 4,000 people. And you could order from a Sears catalog or a JC Penney's catalog. And at that time, you could get like the Zumba pants. Remember, you could get the Rydell helmets and all that shit that was in. And you could order jerseys from those magazines by call-in orders, but you had to go to this select warehouse that had the catalog and that they could process the order for you or with you. It was the craziest process. So I was able to get like 3 jerseys. I got a Larry Johnson, I got a Jordan, I got a Pippen, and I think I got Alonzo Mourning as well. Alonzo Mourning was my guy, the Hornets. But yeah, we had this select process to be able to acquire jerseys, and it was crazy, man, at that time.
Dude, I lied. Actually, if this is included, Philly Mayor's got it right here. Mine was a Randall Cunningham, and it came with the helmet and pants. I was 6 years old. Dude, that's definitely my favorite jersey. If we're including that as the first jersey, I definitely had the Hutch Bronco helmet, the Hutch Elway jersey. I don't think it said Elway though. It just was 7 on it. Yeah. And then the Bronco pants. Oh, I wore those pants into the ground, dude. I thought I was the coolest wearing those football pants.
I've got professional photos from Walmart that we took of me in that. We do. I have them somewhere. I'll bring it to the cast one day. I do. I have those somewhere.
Please, we need you all to pop those up on the screen.
Well, I have professional photos somewhere. Yeah, my mom was crazy about it.
Professional photos. I love that.
Professional Walmart photos.
The 1 hour photo studio.
Yeah.
Nice.
It wasn't 1 hour back then. You had to wait.
Oh, yeah.
1 hour was a little bit more modern, fool. Stop playing.
Dude, I remember good times. I remember before a photo shoot one time, I spilled a family like little photo shoot like that. I spilled crap all over my front of my shirt. Got my ass beat. I bet your parents were so fucking pissed. Heated, dude, because we had to go run across the street to like Target, buy a whole nother shirt. Now it didn't match my brother's or my dad's, like what with the whole thing the family was trying to pull off. Right. So I messed up the entire thing just because I was excited to eat my ravioli. Gotcha. Well, hey, at least you didn't have bleach blonde tips like I did in most of my family photos in the 90s. I had a couple. Bleach blonde tips? I think I never really just bleached the tips. It was the top. Did you bleach the top of your head? I did both. You know, both. Did you bleach the whole thing ever, Eminem style? I did, and it was bad because my roots are so dark. So like it wouldn't last very long. So it was mostly tips and like half and tops. Tips and tops. Dude, Philly Mayor, you're bringing up nostalgia a lot for me. He also says, I had a Terrell Davis reversible jersey too. Blue on one side, white on the other. Just like you said. Too funny. My aunt lives in Colorado. I was a kid and messed up one side because I tried ironing it. Philly, I did the same shit, dude. Because those reversible jerseys got so wrinkled for whatever reason. I don't know it was 2 jerseys basically stitched together so that you could reverse it. So they got wrinkled or whatever the fabric was. They just didn't dry well. They didn't wash well. So it's the same thing. It was all wrinkled and I tried to iron my shit and cinched half the number to the iron. Mom all pissed at me, messed up the jersey. Same shit, Philly. It's like we were there together. Unbelievable. 42 watching, 26 likes. I'm confused. John King. That's awesome. Check out Jason Ramirez. My first jersey I got was a bootleg Pippen jersey. It was so bad they spelled his name Peppin. I got flamed nonstop.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I love that Scottie Pippins. That old school Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Oh, speaking of that, fellas, a lot of people sent me DMs, text messages, including you, Dal. The Bulls 10-part docuseries has been bumped up to April 19th. The first one will jump off on April 19th. Are you surprised by that? You said you kind of predicted that. If I had the iPad, I'd give you some shots here. Hell yeah. But a shout out to Dal. You said, yo, dude, I just saw a new commercial for it and it now says coming soon. It no longer says June 26th or whatever it was. Do you think they're going to change the date? And I was like, I don't know. It's a really good take by you. And of course, what do? They change the dates. And I got to say, it's not because of Dal. It's the power of social media. It's incredible, man. The times in which what it is like working retail.
give a little story here. Working retail, John Ledger, who's not the CEO anymore, which is crazy, right? It's now Mike Sievert of T-Mobile. So our old CEO was like a Twitter guru, and he was always on Facebook and always on Twitter. And retail right now, it's crazy because you can just tweet somebody's boss and you can get answers. You can get free product. You can get whatever you wanted, whatever you expected that you didn't get at a store level, you can get really easy now, which is wild. But that being said, pushing this up through the times that we're going through and just having a goddamn heart, but just goes to show you the power of social media. I mean, if you're not using social media as a super heavy duty tool for you and for your business and for your life, you're probably missing opportunities. And that's where I leave that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a good point. How many times have you done that, Dal? You yourself reached out to someone and gotten something or had gotten something handled through social media customer service wise?
Only once or twice or 3 times a week to StockX and Goat. I mean, No,
do you really?
No, I don't reach out that much. I mean, every once
like,
in a while, after I follow the protocol, I try to follow the protocol as best I can because I was in retail for a lot of years and I understand it. So I'm not trying to go over anybody's head until I absolutely have to. I'm not Jalal here. Okay. But I usually send an email to StockX or Goat. I go through the protocol first, and then, I'll attach them, through social media and say, hey, here's my number, or here's my order number, or my processing number, or my request number, I guess is what you'd call it. So, but I don't do it too much. I really don't. I try to follow the rules as much as I can because I want to give the institution that I was working with or for, or that individual, I want to give them a little bit of credit and give them time, but time is also money and we got to keep these streets moving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
no
balance.
Doubt. Before we go into sneakers, Dal, just to catch up, and we kind of ran through Tiger King a little bit. Sorry for the spoilers last episode. I felt bad after the episode because I was like, yeah, you guys should have plenty of time to watch it. But then I forgot, like, not everyone's locked up like we are. Plus, we got guys like Neighborhood that are like working on their house, trying to not just doing a lot more important shit. So that made me feel real guilty too. Mm-hmm. But this is not a spoiler, but I thought this was funny. Did you see the Tiger King? Did you see they spoke to him? He's currently serving a 22-year prison sentence for putting a hit out on Carol Baskin.
Right.
But he is the show's co-director, Rebecca Chaiklin, spoke to him about how thrilled he was about the success of the show, and also a couple actors that he would like to portray him if this adaptation of this reality show ever made it to the big screen. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see that. This sounds awesome.
Guess who are the two guys that he would have portray him? They're nothing even close to alike.
Okay.
Brad Pitt and David Spade.
Wow. Like,
those are the two guys that he wants to that he wants to have play them. The Tiger King himself, Joe Exotic, has some ideas about which Hollywood actors he would like to portray him on screen in his hypothetical film about his life. His choices could not be more opposite. He said Brad Pitt and David Spade. Joe knows exactly. Oh, wait, let me see. He doesn't refer to David Spade as David Spade. Instead, Joe knows Spade as one of his most famous fictional characters who bears the same first name as the Tiger King, Joe Dirt, from Spade's 2001 film with the same name. So he just called him Joe Dirt to her. He said, Brad Pitt or Joe Dirt. He didn't even say David Spade.
That's good business. That's good business.
You kill a bullfrog, you blow up a bullfrog. What does he say? God damn it. I messed up the whole joke.
I can't remember.
He's selling him fireworks. You stick an M80 up a bullfrog's ass, you blow him up, he comes back to you to get repaired. You win twice, brother. That's good biz.
That's it. That sounds right.
Something like that.
Well, I've got an update. That's interesting. So my update from the Tiger King versus giving more shit away is 39 tigers from the popular Netflix documentary Tiger King have found a home in Colorado, dude. So they moved 39 of the tigers from Oklahoma to a place called, I think it's Keensburg. Is that how you say it? Is that a place in Colorado here? Keensburg, Colorado.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep.
You familiar with that? I think there might be a Wendy's there that I've stopped at once. I don't remember.
I know that place. Yep.
You know that place. You got stock there?
No.
Me either.
Okay.
But that's the update I had for that. So
okay.
You know, Joe's exotic animals, his tigers, are still being taken care of. So I just wanted everybody to be aware of that. I think that's important.
I did think about that. I did wonder about that. Okay, yeah, let's move into sneakers now. Do you
all right?
Do you want me to show the Zoom Airs first? Or do you want to leave that for last?
Yeah, let's show those last. Actually, let's talk about how slow business is with the sneakers, which I think is great because, man, people are going through some hard ass times right now. I was actually talking to John King about it, and I won't give any business on him. I'm just like, dude, these are tough times, man. And I got a hold of him because I don't know if you saw his undefeated Air Max on Feets. They look awesome, man. And I'm jealous because I have the black pair. He got the multicolored pair. So
the blue ones, right?
Yeah, I was like, yo, dog, how you liking those? You know, are they comfy? I said, I had to take the insole out, put a Hefe Lux insole. He's like, these insoles look a little different than some of the Air Max 90s. So he's saying that these new insoles might actually be more comfortable than previous models. So that's cool. But I was just kind of hitting him up and just talking to him about kind of the economy and what things are. And he's like, man, I'm going to tighten things up. I said, dog, you still have a job. Don't worry. I'm tightening the fuck out of this place here. So we kind of talked some shit or whatever, but great guy, man. His on feeds of those are great, dude. So check out his social media. I think it's Disney and Kicks, I think is his IG. Yeah, he's got some great on feeds if you're looking at getting those undefeateds that are still available in the blue and pink colorway. They look really
the blue
dope,
are only going for like 30 over retail right now too. They're cheaper than the blacks. The blacks are up over 200. The blues are like 180.
And I still think you can get them for retail on certain places. I
don't
know
on
if
certain sites.
Yeah, I don't know if Undefeated still has them. Which this shirt, check it out. This is the Undefeated Nike Air Max that came out for Air Max Day. Check this out. See at the front there?
Oh yeah.
Shit. I don't know if you can see the back here.
Oh yeah. What does it say on the bottom?
Kind of sick, huh?
What does it say on the bottom? Oh, never mind.
What's that?
Headphones in. What does it say on the bottom? I couldn't see the writing on the bottom. Is the only thing I couldn't see.
I don't know, to be honest. I didn't look.
You're killing me. No way. Or does it say not? Is it not writing? Maybe I'm.
It was like scrunched. It says Air Max. There you go.
Oh, it says Air Max. Okay. Show us your ass. For everyone on the audio portion,
I think it just says Air Max.
Turned around, like pulling his shirt up, so it looked funny.
Hey, at least I didn't show my feet.
No, I just chanted, "Show us your ass."
What's that?
I was just chanting out, "Show us your ass."
Joking. Yeah.
But now, if you want to hear it in the chant form, you have to go back and listen on the replay because I already said it twice in that version, and you missed it both times.
Couldn't maintain the same energy on that the third time. It was like you went down like an octave. Like I said, show us your ass.
Show us your ass.
I just figured the listeners were over it, bro. They don't. Do you need me to get it again?
No, you're
show us your ass. There you go.
So what I would tell you is, so obviously I don't want to get back into the delays of shoes. We've kind of talked about that and discussed the original delay dates. I think those are going to continuously change as time goes on. Manufacturing people, I think Nike and some of these companies are aware that people don't have a lot of money or really trying to be super scrappy with it. But I think it's also interesting that you saw Nike do a restock. So let's talk about that. They did a restock that seemed to be, what was it? Was it Monday morning, Tuesday morning? Do you remember, franchise, when they did the walk the dogs?
No, it was last Saturday, dude.
Last Saturday, yes. So they did a restock of the plums, the walk the dogs. What else did they have on that restock? You remember?
Dog walkers, plum joints, the Zooms. There was those Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah, was that LA to New York or New York to LA's or something like that. And then they had one other pair. But dude, that they must have had such small stock numbers. I didn't see any W's. Nobody on my timeline had a W.
No, me either.
I still don't know if they actually had stock or not. But
if they actually dropped, maybe they didn't.
Yeah, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But you also see Adidas, right? Adidas did some of their backlog stock as well. They did the the zebras, and then they did the Yeezy 700s yet again. Hey, and guess what?
Oh my goodness.
Guess who fell for it?
Guess who fell for it, he said.
Guess who fell for the 700s again? But he went true to size instead of half up. I don't know. I've yet to try him because I'm letting him quarantine in the box.
Wow.
So I fell for it, but I don't know.
What color? What colorway is that?
They're the OG Wave Runners.
Oh, those are the waves. Okay.
Yeah, this is my third time giving it a try. Hopefully,
I cannot believe that, Dallas. I really can't believe it.
I know. I'm the worst.
Was it just the size last time that was messed up? Like you got a 10.5, right?
Yeah, it was way too big in the Wave Runners. Again, my first pair of Wave Runners, I never tried on. I just bought them specifically to flip. The second pair, which was the most recent pair, I was like, oh my God, this is an ugly shoe and it looks weird on feet, but they actually look really good on feet if you can style it.
You just want to love those so bad, Dallas.
I want
to. You want to love them so bad.
People swear that it is one of the most comfortable Yeezys. And my argument now is, I'm going to give it a shot, but my argument now is, dude, these 380s are just the sickest comfort I have ever. They look like a Skechers shape up a little bit, but they are the sickest, most comfortable shoe in the game. And I think this mist colorway is fire. So all you dumbasses that are sleeping, keep sleeping, because that shoe is sick. That's what I'd say. Now, outside of that, the only thing that really released today, you had the Adidas 4D 1.0, which are not a good shoe. It looks like a super dumb running shoe that I would never get on the upper. But one of the colorways, you have a white upper and you have the traditional kind of like light green 4D midsole. Well, they also came out with that same model, but it's the first retail pair with the black 4D. So I don't know if you saw that. So to the public, this was our first opportunity to buy a 4D shoe with the black 4D, which I thought was pretty cool. They retail right now for $199. So they're obviously adjusting the price point and trying to fix that. But there was people on my timeline that somehow got like a 25 or 30% code from Adidas. So I don't know if some people, I don't know if some people are sitting on that code or have it for their birthday, or I don't know, because you don't get codes for selling shoes on Adidas app. But a few people were getting it, I think, for $140 with 30% off. And that would be a good buy, you know, to get your first 4D black midsole. You know, I think it's pretty cool. The upper, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it, but having the OG with the first retail black midsole pair would be pretty cool. But at a $200 price point, my point is they're getting better with their pricing of 4D, which tells me that they're probably, you know, taking some of the tech away, because this is obviously more of a mesh than a prime knit shoe. So they're obviously saving some costs probably with that. But, you know,
tell me what the point is here. Tell me what Adidas is annoying the shit out of me with the 4D stuff. I don't understand the point. You're putting the same uppers or a similar upper as an Ultra Boost or a Pure Boost or whatever energy boost, any kind of these shoes that we've seen. You're putting the same upper on a less comfortable midsole. What are we doing? Why are we wasting our time to get this 4D? Is it for the sustainable technology? Is that the reason we need? Because I can tell you firsthand, I don't care if it's more sustainable for the earth. If it feels like shit, I'm going to go buy Boost.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think this is a niche thing. I think they're trying to kind of have their own. There's not a lot of other people doing 4D. There's been companies that have done 4D, but there's not companies that are religiously putting out 4D like Adidas. So I think they're just trying to capitalize on this niche. But I think people have been done with 4D because, one, like you said, the biggest argument is not as comfortable as Boost. Let's be clear about that. I've got 4 pairs of 4D and I never wear them. I need to get rid of all 4 of them.
Right.
I would wear a Boost over 4D.
It would take me a sale for $25 to want a pair.
Yeah. You wouldn't do it for 50?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead and finish.
And then the other thing is, like I said, people were out on 4D because of the fucking prices. Dude, they started retail pricing between $300 and $400 when 4D first came out. God damn. You want to upcharge me another $100 to $200 and not have Boost, not have the sick uppers. Now, some of them had the prime knit, right? You look at the Kith Aspens, the Aspen 4Ds, which are super sick. You know, you got some PK on some of those. You got some PK on like the Future Crafts. I have like that Onyx 4D Future Craft, and it's great. It's probably the most comfortable 4D I have, but I think they're just trying to capitalize on this niche. And I think some of it is sustainability. And I think 4D will eventually be more of a wave when you can walk into like an Adidas like not headquarters, but like one of their top tier stores, right? Like in New York or LA, and you could actually get your foot mapped into 4D technology. I think this is the wave, but until you can have this for those specialty runners that really want that, I just think they're trying to stay ahead of the curve when this will be a staple in the next year or two, where you can go into one of these top tier stores and get your own foot molded. But I don't know, man, price point and comfort, it's just not there. It's not. So it's easy to overlook these. It really is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Unless the mapping stuff gets going.
Sure.
I don't have any interest. I don't even have any interest. Like when you bring them up and want to talk about them, like, cool, because that's what we do. You want to share the info with the audience. But I'm just like, I don't even have anything to add. I don't have any interest in them. Like I said, I mean, they're the same uppers from different silhouettes that I love the midsoles better on. It's just some stuff I would never hit. Look at every comment in there. No one says 4Ds are great. Everyone says they're uncomfortable. The outsole's stiff as hell. They're not going to sell. You know, everyone in the chat's the exact same way. This has to be the sentiment across all of sneakers and Adidas.
It sounds like the sentiment is Dal on the Wave Runner train again. Are you fucking kidding me?
That sounds like the sentiment.
That's the sentiment that I see in the.
I see that too
in the convo here. But yeah, I want to love those bitches so bad, man. I think they're hella sick. I think one day I could pull them off, but I just cannot find the size that makes sense. So these are probably going away as well. We'll see.
Neighborhood. They also have to pay BASF for the boost material. So his point is it's costing them more to make an Ultra Boost or any boost kind of shoe. So less profit for them. I understand that. I just don't think the 4D is going to sell nearly as well as Boost. And they're trying to position it in that light, and it's just not going to be. It's the worst product they offer. It's worse than Adiprene. It's worse than any other material that they have. It's the worst material they have, and they're trying to pump it up to be their top material. They need to just let this thing. For one, my opinion, they need to take it out behind the barn and shoot it. But they should just for now park the thing over on the side of the barn, let it sit over there out back, let it rust out and get rained on a little bit until they can get the rest of the technology caught up to where they get the mapping and all that stuff. Then come back and bring it out, dust it off, put some Rust-Oleum on it, clean it all up, shine it up, and make it new to everyone again. When you have a plan to release it to everybody in a way that you're talking about with the 3D, with the mapping of the feet. Let's say 3D mapping. I don't know if it's 3D mapping or 4D
but even
mapping.
then, yeah. But even then, when they're mapping our feet, like we're not the type of customers to get our foot mapped. Like,
right. We're not down at the Good Feet store.
Dude, we're not runners. Like that's not what we do. And for me, I think it's cool, and I probably do it just for the experience. Now, whether I would hold on to those shoes or ever do it again, I'm probably going to say no, because it's just not what we need. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, if you want to show, I'm interested in your take on your shoe, because I was really on the fence with that Zoom Air joint, and Justin Cred hit me up, and he's like, oh, I think Franchise is probably going to change his tune, because Cred got him as well, and Cred had some good things to say about him as well. So I'm interested to hear your take.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Thomas Yee for lacing me on the Jordan 1 Zoom Air in the racing blue colorway, or racer blue colorway, one of the two. So until people started getting them in hand, I was unaware that they even came with these laces. When you see the stock photos from Nike, it doesn't show the lace swap. The stuff that I had seen on the shoe didn't say which extra pair of laces they came with. Yeah, so when I saw them, I was like, wow, that looks really, really dope. Matches the outsole. Outsole's got the Z's in there.
That's fire.
Pretty dope. So it matches the outsole really well. Kind of gives you like a little cactus vibe, kind of looks like. And then you have these super bright fuchsia pink laces. And I wish that they would have had that this pull tab on top would have been this royal color, this racer blue color, because I just think it would have gone well. I wish I would have had something more up top than just white.
Yeah, it would have popped for sure.
So there are some opportunities for the shoe. There are a couple little things that I'm not in love with, but I'll tell you, more than the look, more than the materials. I mean, we talk about even the materials. The leather on this, it's not great. It's not the worst leather I've seen. It's not crazy GR Jordan 1 mid leather, but it's just your standard leather. It's nothing great. It's nothing terrible. Just standard stuff.
It looks better than the previous. Remember, the previous Zoom Air was the full 3M shoe, and we know that 3M is like just stiffens the shoe so much. So that's a win right there, in my opinion, on that shoe, on yours.
And thanks for bringing that up. That is the other option of these with this technology. That's the only other shoe they've put this Zoom Air in, right? As far as I'm aware of.
Yes.
So that's the big thing I want to talk about, dude. And so I have this one laced up with that lace just to kind of show you guys how it's laced up there. Initially, I had people hitting me up saying, "Oh, TTF, I thought you hate the shoe. Now you changed your mind. Why do you like the shoe?" I told you guys, I thought this was an Air Jordan AJKO strap up top because of the patent leather being see-through, and then the pattern behind it on the heel cup kind of messed me up. I thought that was AJKO. It's not, so that changed my mind on it. But here's the big thing. The Zoom Air. I have this one unlaced just so I can try to explain this. Have you guys heard about the Zoom Air? Have you guys seen the videos? Have you seen the reviews? Anyone else talking about this?
Not really. I've stayed away from the shoe. I really have.
Dude, this is absolutely phenomenal. The Zoom Air in here is like nothing I've ever felt, including Boost. It's not a Boost style comfort. It's a totally different comfort than Boost. And I would argue that I wouldn't say it's better, it's worse, but it's like right on par in a completely different way than Boost. And it's in a Jordan 1, dude. Now, let me explain how they're doing that to you. Starting with this insole. This is the Zoom Air insole that comes inside the shoe. Okay. Initially, when I pulled this insole, dude, when I got the shoe, I'm looking inside, and I even told my lady, I'm like, "Hey, babe, are these messed up? Like, look at my insole. It looks all wrinkled in there. It looks kind of wrinkled and messed up." Like, I was like, "Oh man, did I get a bunk pair? What is going on?"
Sure.
So I kind of pull it up and I lift it up, and I'm like, "Oh man, this whack ass like insole, like very thin, dude. This is like an Ultra Boost insole. This is worse than you get with like a normal Jordan 1." And I would argue, worse than you get with like your Jordan 1 SBs. So for example, the Jordan 1 SBs come with this kind of insole. It's a nice thicker insole, and then it's got the Zoom Air just in the heel, right?
Yeah, the pocket. Yep.
The pocket. Those are probably some of the better insoles you've ever had in a Jordan 1. Would you agree? That's probably as good as it gets. The Jordan 1 SBs.
Absolutely.
So I was disappointed when I get this, because not only is this not Jordan 1 SB, but it's also not even as good as a standard Jordan 1 insole. This thing is shitty, man. I'm telling you. But
that's a flaccid insole, if you ask me.
Exactly. But dude, this thing is the saving grace. This is for a purpose. So look underneath this insole, and I hope this shows up on camera for you guys. Inside the shoe, there are Zoom Air pockets all throughout the bottom of the shoe, heel to toe. Your entire foot is resting on a Zoom Air insole underneath
pillow, like a pillow.
Yeah, exactly. And so and it's underneath this insole. And dude, the reason this insole is so thin and shitty is because you can feel that. It is the absolute closest we've ever been to walking on air in Nike's history, in my opinion. From an Air Max to the 270s, where the bubble goes the full length of the shoe, to any way they've tried to put air into a shoe, this has been the most comfortable and the most revolutionary, in my opinion. A pocket of air. There's like an air insole underneath your foot. And so your foot is getting as close to that air as we've ever been, because it's right on top of it.
Right.
This thin, shitty insole is the only thing separating your foot from that air. And that's what makes it great, dude. And it is the greatest feeling. And if you do not love this colorway, if you did not want to cop this shoe, if for nothing else but to test out the comfort, I would beg you to try this shoe. If you work retail, if you're walking around, dude, this feels like nothing I've ever felt. And you know what it also feels like? It's going to hold up. It's going to last because it's not padding. It's not padding. It's not an extra thick insole that's just going to wear down over time. This is air under there. So it's giving your feet with every step you take, it's kind of giving it a new cushion. It's very unique, dude. It's something, it's hard to explain. I hope I've done a good job of explaining why it's great and why you need to try it out. But if there is any shoe that ever made you jump higher, this is it.
I'm sold. I'm sold on it. I'm ordering a pair after the cast.
Dude, I'm serious.
The only reason I'm not doing it on the cast is because my phone's being taken over by the camera.
Your phone's being taken by the cast, right?
I can't order it.
Right.
That's cool, man.
Right.
As Misha would say, it looks like your foot's kind of lying on a maxi pad.
Dude, can anybody else please attest to this in the chat? Have you guys tried these Zoom Airs out and just walked around your house? Dude, I was walking around the hardwood in my kitchen for like 20 minutes and I was just like, babe, this is incredible. This is incredible. It was like making me, it was putting support and pressure points. After I pulled my foot, I was like, oh man, it almost feels like I got a foot massage because it was pushing on points of my feet that I guess hadn't really been. Dude, it feels good, man. It feels really good.
You know what this brings up? Last cast on Monday, remember we did a sneak peek and we didn't show it on the cast, but remember when Jalal brought up the new colorway, dude, with the green suede?
Yes.
I'm getting those 100%.
3,000% cop now. I hadn't had these at that time on Monday. I got these on Tuesday. Changed my mind.
Wow.
Changed my mind. I said it might be a cop. I don't know. Colorways, whatever. Dude, these are so good. These are so good. Oh, let me add this in for you because I love you guys. You know what I did? I took this out and I was like, let me see what's up with this thin, shitty insole. Let's see if we can make these better. I put a Jefe Lux on top of the Air. It's shitty. It's not as good.
It's too much.
It's not as good. It's not good because you can no longer feel the air pockets like you can through this. So it takes away from the comfort. It does give you more padding, but it pushes your foot to the top of the shoe in a way that's almost a little bit more uncomfortable, like a little too tight, if you will. And so between it being too tight and you not being able to feel the air pockets, no good. I also tried the insole I showed you guys. I was like, hey, maybe we'll try this out. A little thicker insole with some Zoom Air in the heel. Same thing, dude. Same as the Jefe Lux. Pushes your foot up a little bit more uncomfortable, too snug inside, and you can't feel the air pockets. This shitty insole it comes with is the key, man. It really is. It's part of the making the product good.
That's interesting. Or I would try to keep that insole clean because you know how I am with the collection piece, and I would throw like a shitty, flimsy Ultra Boost insole.
Yeah. You could probably do that. I didn't try that, but I did try the other two. And
gotcha. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's a great take. Like you're a hell of a salesman, man. I'm trying to get 3 pairs of these already.
Dude, it's not me. I promise you, it's not me. Like I said, if someone in the chat can attest to the comfort that. So I don't seem like a maniac out here.
Yeah.
That's tight. Like I'm getting paid.
Daniel Belton says, Dal, I'm tightening down, with like I was talking about earlier. He says, I'm tightening down the fort. Also, Dal, I'm buying 3 pairs right now. Danny B knows, man. He fucking knows. That's for sure.
Oh, that's dude.
Thomas Cervantes, he says, hey, can Stringer lift in those shoes?
Oh, Stringer could absolutely lift in these shoes. Dude, I would say, I would venture to say Stringer doubles his leg press in these.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then I hope Fail Beast has a pair coming.
Fail Beast has got to get a pair of these, bro.
Hey, by the way, real quick, just a side note here. I seen Jalal get popping on his social here lately. How's this new gym setup, man? Speaking of weightlifting.
Oh, yeah. See, so Thomas was asking if I pumped some iron today. He actually came through and he delivered the 45s for me. And then
wait, was it curbside?
It was a contactless pickup is what I'll call it.
Okay, good. That's good news.
Yeah, we kind of chopped it up for a little bit from afar, but yeah, he dropped those off. And then my bench press, whatever thing you're supposed to call it, the rack, I guess.
That thing looked pretty sick.
That came in the same day, so I spent the whole day yesterday putting that together. So I'll probably post the final product version. I actually made a TikTok. I debuted my TikTok debut was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I did like the whole
what?
process of making not a process, but just like a little funny video of me like missing the gym and stuff. So
Wow,
same
you
name as all my other
debuted it,
socials.
Jalal.
Debuted. He premiered it. He
Guys,
premiered it.
I divided it.
Oh, guys.
What's your following so we can follow you?
I don't know. I got like 9 followers on there. It's Jalal Sully, just like everything else.
Guys, this is a pretty exclusive account on TikTok, so feel free to give it a follow. There's some pretty exclusive content on there, so make sure you guys shoot that account a follow. It's same as his other socials, he said.
Yeah. I'm in.
Speaking of, so franchise, you're gonna love this actually. The IG live battles. I just gotta sneak this in real quick because Ryan Tedder and Benny Blanco are live right now. Ryan Tedder of One Republic, and they're going back and forth on pop hits. And I'm like tuning in back and forth, and dude, it's crazy already.
We're about to jump off here soon anyway.
So as soon as
we're about to jump off. We literally have only a couple minutes left. So wait, you said Ryan Tedder and who?
Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco. And it's on their IGs. Yeah, we should definitely check that out.
Hopefully everybody doesn't just tune out right now, but
dude, hey, I don't know how to use man, I haven't seen you in here before, bro. What is it? Is it message KL or is it KI? Message Mazajiki? I don't know how to say your username.
I don't think that's like a full name. It's probably just message
I didn't think
KL
so either.
Or something. Mazajiki?
He said that he said he wore it all day at home as well. The shoe is amazing, bro. Super comfortable. Agree 1,000%.
Huh.
So I'm telling you, I'm not a maniac out here. I promise.
Dude, Justin Cred says the same thing. He says, I'm glad franchise caved and got them. Also, that ankle cushion is way better than any other patent Jordan 1.
Yeah, dude. Look at I don't know if you guys can see it, but the cushioning they have in the ankle now is very nice, dude, on this pair. And it's kind of they're nice, dude. It's a nice pair. Luxury pair. Poor man's Dior one. A lot of people are saying. I tried, you know what's funny is I tried to put the court purple laces in them, or the purple laces that rock with the LA Chicago's. They look terrible. It's not even purple. There's a total this racer blue is not purple. You know what I think might look good in these though? Might.
What's that?
The laces that come with those new court purples that are dropping next on Saturday. The light purple laces.
The lavender joints.
Bro, maybe? Lavender.
That might be a stretch, guy. Maybe a stretch.
Maybe. I'm saying maybe, but I'm going to keep the pink ones in them for now.
Hey, do those have 3M anywhere on them? I think they have 3M somewhere. Or maybe a couple places on those bitches. Don't they? Where's the
like the grays probably?
Nah, I'm not really seeing them. I don't know. You guys can't tell, but the lights in it. I'm not seeing any 3M at all.
You'd have to probably try to take a picture of it with the flash on, and then you might be able to see it in the picture.
Because I was told there was like maybe one or two, maybe three different places of 3M, but I'm not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me see.
Thought there was a little bit of 3M in that bad boy though.
Nah, dude. Even on photos, like people are saying the logo or the tab. None of it looks. I don't know if you guys can see that, but none of it looks 3M.
Gotcha. So the first one was all 3M. This one, no 3M.
Jefferson Jr. said Wings logo and Nike Air are 3M. Not on this pair, bro. It's weird because the paint, this white paint gives the allure. It has a rough texture, like it might be 3M, but it's not. And I have studio lighting on in here, dude. If it was 3M, if you just hold the shoe up like this, that's 3M with studio lighting, you can tell it's 3M,
right?
Like right away. And that's how I know it's not hitting like that. Let me just give you guys a test here. Let me grab another shoe. Hold up. What is 3M in here? Oh, dude, hold up.
He needs to grab that Ultra Boost, man. I love that Oreo Ultra Boost. It's all 3M. I think it's sick. See what he grabs.
What about something like this? What about?
Oh yeah, the anniversary joints.
And these joints are sparkling 3M, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they show 3M on your guys's. Let me see. How do I turn? Oh, hold up. This is probably really bad for everyone on the audio side, huh?
You know what's really good though is that Blackhawks jersey. Sick.
Did I just put my D right in front of the cam? Sorry, fellas. Was I just? Hey, check it out. All right. Now he can't even see all this nonsense. You can't see the 3M anywhere.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
When I had the studio lights on, I can see it in here, but I know you guys can't see it on camera because I'm looking at it. Whack. Sorry. That's super. All that for no reason.
Yeah, I thought that would work.
Maybe we should have just ended the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I cannot. It's not 3M on here, though. I promise you. I promise you it's not. But overall, yeah, check these out. If you guys are wanting to check out some new technology, maybe check out the other ones that are coming out. The green colorway that's dropping. If you don't like these, when do those come out? Well, actually, everything's getting pushed a little bit on.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't even think that's this month. I think originally they were probably going to, but it's probably going to be May or June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or I guess you can get the other ones that came out. If you want the all 3M version, they're like a charcoal black, basically. It's like a black pair that's just sprayed. The whole thing as 3M.
Those bitches should be under retail as well, I bet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They dropped as I think they were part of the Fearless pack back in December or something like that.
Yep.
Let's see. After introducing the first Zoom Air Technology Air Jordan 1 silhouette back in December, the Racer Blue coming in March. This is talking about the green joints. Those are set to release. All it says is later this year. Oh, it says spring 2020. That's the latest on them. But
gotcha.
They have the same similar bottom too as these.
Yeah, that bottom's
down
fire.
here, this pink part is down here on the bottom, and then it's green up here in the toe, like a light green. They look super sick. When I saw them the other day, I only saw just like a little photo of the sneakers. I'm looking at a whole like press shot, like on feet, everything. They look crazy. I think those are cool. I'm feeling them. And now the comfort makes them a must cop.
I got to get rid of the Wave Runner so I can buy a pair of those.
The comfort is stupid, dude. Check them out, man. I wish you had a pair in your size right now, so you could what that felt like. You could vouch.
Like Misha said, I'm trying to stick my foot on that maxi pad for sure and ride the wave.
They feel great, dude. They feel so good. So for being a long-time Jordan 1 fan like I am, from somebody that owns a lot of Jordan 1s, it's my most worn silhouette, most worn sneakers I have are Jordan 1s. It's amazing to be able to have this comfort in them now. Very excited about that. Cool, guys. I guess we'll close it there. You guys have anything more?
No, I don't think so. I should have. Nike hasn't sent me any shipping confirmation, but I have this like special account with FedEx. They just text me. So I have the Air Max 90 duck camos. They are being delivered on Monday. So hopefully we'll have them Monday for the cast, if that makes sense. So that's all we have upcoming on my end.
Just incredible. He said, I think only the tag on the tongue. And that would make sense with the Zoom Air on the tongue, because the Zoom Air on the tongue is silver on here.
Gotcha.
Let me see. I'm testing it again. We're not giving up the theory. You thought we were gone? We ain't gone. You thought he was dead? He ain't dead. Cat Williams. Oh, there it is. The Zoom Air is 3M. The Zoom Air on the tongue is 3M. We have discovered it. Wings logo is not. Gray area is not. Swoosh is not. Zoom tab on the side, not. But Zoom Air on the tongue. 3M on this pair. We've done it, folks. We've finally done it. I would be playing a very big applause right now if I had the capability.
Yeah. Here at the Most Underrated Podcast, we're here for you fools, and you're welcome.
That's weird to just put it on the tab on the tongue.
I know, only on that one spot. And I think that's the part they should have changed. They should have made this pop instead of making it clear. John King, I'm kind of disappointed to think I will be the one-time fantasy football champ because it doesn't look like football this year. I'll just claim this one too. That's fine, John. No big deal. 8 months out, no big deal.
John, the Conor McGregor of fantasy football all of a sudden.
Riling him up.
Yeah.
By the way, if you don't follow John on Twitter, his Twitter bio says most underrated podcast, fantasy football champ, to lead off the bio. So I love that. Big respect for that. I love that. Yeah. All right, fellas. I will let's get out of here and we will talk to you guys on Thursday.
Monday.
Later, guys.
Monday.
Later.